Hi everybody. I just wanted to come on here because I am new to the YouTube community and I do hope that we can grow our channel. It's pretty much just me and my two babies, which are my two kittens, Lolly and Noni. But I had a guy put a comment up under one of my posts when I was talking about, life is a struggle. And he happened to mention, well, the tattoos on you are pretty expensive. I pay my tattoo artist $125 an hour. Well, my tattoo, any of my tattoos, my daughter can verify this and many other people, are, I wouldn't say free because I worked for him. I helped out in the tattoo parlor. I was not a tattoo artist. I did the cleanup of the shop. I did the setups. I did when they're done, the cleanups. I made sure everything was, ready for closing at the end of the night. The sterilization. Just anything. Run errands. Answer the phone. Make sure I take people's IDs. Became the secretary of the place, pretty much. I did this for 19 years in a tattoo parlor before I became disabled. It kind of struck a chord with him, I guess. It kind of upset me enough to come on here because you're mentioning the tattoos on me, which, if I showed you, are not finished to begin with. Not by any means even near finished. I do not have the money to finish them. And it kind of hurt me because the DV that put me into being homeless was due to the tattoo artist that did the tattoos, and he was also the owner of the shop, which is now closed down. After the DV, I had to literally go homeless. It was better than living in an environment that was that outrageous. After knowing him for about 20 years and being in and out of his tattoo parlor many times, not in a relationship, I came to stay with him after another DV. He told me he had a room he would let me stay in. Well, he didn't have a room for me to stay in. He had a bed for me to stay in. And I used to literally take my comforter and wrap myself up so bad I would literally burrito myself in that comforter. I went through a lot of abuse from him during the night. If I even made a noise at nighttime, regardless of it being breathing issues, which I do have, snoring, movement, let's just say the DV was bad. The breaking point was when he got worse. And when charges were pressed, he literally went on the run. He went on the run. And I had to stay in fear for a little while because I did not know where he was at. And so I did, at the time, take on a second job to help supplement so I could try to stay in a hotel as much as I could so I wasn't always out in the elements. And during the COVID time, that was very expensive. Hotels at first started out cheap, and then the prices went up and up and up during the COVID era. And although I struggled, I still maintained, but it wasn't until I completely got hurt. I was working on a tow truck, helping a friend, and I was helping out on a car hauler when I popped the muscle in my back. My health since then has deteriorated because I have been through so many DV relationships. Just this past year, I have told my story on another video if you want to watch it, where a friend of 22 years cracked some teeth, did a lot of damage, and he was just indicted because it's literally where I was held against my will. So those charges are still ongoing. But as far as the tattoo artist goes that did these tattoos at no cost, because I worked out and worked and worked and worked and slaved. Even his mom and dad made the comment one time. I mean, I even cleaned the windows on the outside of his building. That's how lazy he was. Even when he wasn't working, he was either on his phone, talking to girls, in the back, doing things you shouldn't be doing, while I was doing all the work. So, no, they wasn't free. And no, I don't have the money to get them finished. And his comment kind of hit a sore spot because, as you see my hair, I was telling my daughter the other day I'm about to cut my hair myself because I have not even been able to afford to cut my hair in over, it's been almost a year and a half now. And it's kind of sad that someone makes comments like that, and I understand they don't know you and you are on social media. But it's kind of a rude comment because it wasn't listed as a question. It was more of a statement towards me, and he could have just asked me instead of assuming. My dad would tell you assuming makes an ass out of you and me. That's what he always said it stood for. Rest in peace to my dad. Both him and my mom have passed away. But just because you see tattoos on a person doesn't mean that times have changed and things have gotten worse, and I am now living in government housing. I am about to be sent to 3 specialists, a urologist, a gastroenterologist, and he's talking about sending me to an endocrinologist, but that right now is on hold because he's treating me for that. But I also have to go to a neurologist because I have, from the DVs, I have neuropathy in my arm and in my legs. That's how bad it was. So I wish people would understand that hard times can fall on anyone. We could be to a point where you can have money in the bank, but when you fall on those hard times, for reasons that you have little control over, savings doesn't really matter because that blows through fast. And the reason I stayed homeless for 3.5 years wasn't by choice. I stayed and got on a waiting list as soon as I could, as soon as they allowed us to start applying through the COVID era. I applied for government properties, and it took me 2 years on a waiting list just to be able to get this place. And I am working hard. That's why I'm doing the YouTube content. I'm in college for culinary. I am doing the best I can. I budget everything. I stay behind on bills all the time. I worry all the time. I worry myself sick. My health isn't getting no better. It's getting worse. I woke up this morning and I felt so horrible, like all I've ate today is tons of crackers because my stomach is that bad. And although I know I have tuberculosis in my intestines, I believe there might be possibly something else going on because I have not felt this nauseated in a long time. I had a severe kidney stone last year, and I felt the same way, so I'm hoping it's not another one of those because that ended up in surgery. And I pretty much just lived a rough life. And I've maintained up until a point until I got hurt and fell on hard times, and with the DV and other DV instances, this is where I'm at, and I'm doing the best I can. I'm not allowing men into my life at this time because of the fact that I don't want to be in a DV again. So it's just me and my babies, and that's what I'm bringing to the YouTube, to show people that you can make it. I'm not sad. I'm not going to say that it's the worst thing, because my dad used to teach me that there's always worse people out there than you are. And he also used to tell me all the time that God only gives you as much as you can handle. And I'm handling it. That's what I'm doing. I may not be able to get like a gift for every one of my grandkids or buy every one of my kids things all the time. I might not be able to buy myself stuff all the time or get my hair cut and, you know, live a lavish life. But that's okay, because I have a roof over my head. I'm doing well with the food pantry and budgeting because I'm on a strict diet. With the EBT I do get, and I'm doing the best I can. I make it work. So I just thought I would come on here and explain myself a little more. And if you have questions, ask me. I am an open book. I am more than happy to be honest with people, but it's just like a comment like that is unnecessary when all you have to do is ask. Just ask me. I will tell you what you need to know or what you want to know. You know, I don't have a problem with answering those questions for you. I'm right now trying to build my channel. I am not monetized, so I want people to know that. It's just me and my cats, and people don't realize, and they go, why do you have cats? Because that's extra money. Of course it is, just like it is with kids. But my cats are my babies. I live for those babies. Mentally, from being through the emotional stuff I've been through, the PTSD and stuff sits in, those cats give me my emotional support. I wake up for them, and I enjoy being with them every day and teaching them new things, just like I did with my kids. So, of course, you know, I have them. That's my babies. That's my emotional support. Just like anybody has an emotional support dog or a service dog, I have cats because I still have a fear of the outdoors. I still have a fear of the outside because of what I have been put through. So cats were the choice for me because I learned to train them many years ago, and they can use a litter box instead of going outside. I don't have to go out and walk them like I would a dog. And in the future, yeah, I would love to get another dog. I've raised dogs my whole life, and I've trained dogs my whole life, and that might be a side business I can do at one point. But right now, I choose the cats because I still don't feel comfortable walking outside. I am going to try to get over that fear. Someone got a stroller for the cats, and so I'm going to try to put them in a stroller and start to try to go walking some because of my health. And with my back being as bad as it is, although it's going to be very painful, I've spoke to my doctor about that. He's talking about sending me to a pain clinic. We're hoping that at some point I will be able to get up and do more. But for now, I'm doing the best I can to get back on my feet. That's why I'm doing the college courses, because I'm hoping at some point that I can start my own catering business or my own food truck, and that way I can place my own hours, and that way if I'm in pain, you know, I can handle that. You can't do that when you go to work for someone. So I am trying to better myself on a regular basis. And yes, right now I may be on SSI, I may be on a low budget, I may be on EBT, I may have to use food banks and clothing closets, but that's okay. I'm doing what I can, the best I can. My house May not have furniture in it, but that's okay. Because right now, if it takes me buying one piece at a time, okay. But it's just sad that people sometimes will judge you before they even know you. And that's okay, too. But I just want to let y'all know that if y'all have questions for me, just ask. Leave me a comment, ask. If you have questions or comments for the babies, they're up there on the tree. I don't know if you can see them. But, yeah, just leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Ask what you want to ask. Please, if you're seeing this, please subscribe. Help me grow this channel. Share if you want to. That would be wonderful. Hit the bell so you know when I add more videos, because I do love adding a lot of videos of the cats and them playing and them just being themselves, their cuddly little self. So yeah, thank y'all for listening to my story. Thank y'all for being on my channel. God bless you all, and I hope you have a wonderful, safe, and blessed week.